Hi everybody, today I'm going to do some sort of swipe, not to be confused with the save yourself swipe, which was a different video. I'm not saving myself today, but the reason I'm calling it the some sort of swipe is because I'm using leftover paint, and the paint I'm using was leftover from this previous set of 4 I did of these flowers. So I have all these same colors and I have some leftover paint. I like to play with leftover paint. It's a good opportunity to just not worry about your results, give something a try. So that's what I'm going to do today, and it's going to be some sort of swipe. So here we go. I've got a long rectangle here today, and in no particular order I'm going to pour some stripes with my leftover paint. And when you're using leftovers, you've got, only this much instead of a lot more, so it's always suspenseful as to whether you'll have enough to do the swipe with. But the one good thing about the swipe technique is you're spreading it with a knife, so it's easy to drag it around, and you usually have enough. Usually you do. So some nice bright colors here. Go ahead and use it up. This is a blue that was not in the flower painting, but that's okay because it's one of my favorite blues. And then here's the green that I made the little flower leaves with. Use that up. Now what have I got? See if I can squeeze a little more pink out down here. Okay, that's pretty good. Now I'm going to tilt just a little bit, get it to spread before I do the swipe color. I'm going to start out with a black as my swipe color. And then when I get to the other end, I'm going to try some white, just for some variation. Let me go this way just a little bit. That's kind of cool. Okay, here we go. I've got some black. Pour it up here at the end. I want to have plenty of it. Now I'm going to take my long spatula and I'm going to swipe down here. Okay, there's that. I'm going to stop a little short because I want to save some space for some white. This is looking nice. I'll go a little further with the black here. I might go, let me see. I'm going to spread this color just a little bit further down before I put the white down here to make sure I have something that the white can swipe across. Now I'm going to go with a little bit of white, not as much as I did with the black. And we'll just do a little swiping, see what happens. Just want to play a little bit here and see what happens. There's a little slightly different way of swiping, just sort of going back and forth. And I'll drag it up in here a little bit more so it looks like it's all part of the same process. that's kind of cool. Okay. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of cells here in the middle part. That means the black was heavier here, and the colors didn't have a chance to come up through. So this is a little bit solid for me here at the end, so I'm going to play in this a little bit and see if I can get just a little more interesting things happening here. I got my smaller spatula, and I'm going to drag back against the original direction. See, you can see some small cells popping up, and this will give this yellow a chance to come up, and this really light blue that kind of got obscured because it was the first color I used. It was a real pale blue. It's got some iridescence to it. So we'll see if we can get it to show up a little better. So that it's a little nicer transition instead of going just from straight black to all these cells. Now we have a nice little transition, and a few more should come up on their own. I'm just helping release it because the silicone will be coming up and helping release these cells. I'm just doing a really light touch here, almost barely touching it, because I don't want to dig down too deep. I just want it to come up naturally. Do a little bit more. And I'm not using the torch today. I can see these cells came up on their own. And if I do use a torch, I like to wait until the end. Like if there's no cells coming up and I just want a little more cell action, then I'll use the torch. But in this case, I don't need to. If you use the torch too soon, it kind of wants to dry out the surface of the paint, and it makes it harder to play with your stick. So I use that at the end, and I'm not going to use the torch at all. I'm going to go back to the white. Just soften a little bit of this. These sort of look like white flames. That's cool. I want it to transition just a little bit more before I stop playing. Maybe drag the green back this way. I like that. That's a good idea. Just getting it to blend a little bit. And this is where, when you play in this, you create your own style of swipe. If you just swipe and then stop, then it's more personal when you do this. Say, okay, I like this. Just find out what you like. This is a good chance to just goof around in the paint, because this is going to be very nice. I like this center part here where you've got several different colors coming up, but I want to take a look at the parts that I want to work on, which is this white, and see if I can make this a little more interesting. But if you notice, I'm not touching anything here. There's just no need. This is great. I like this right here. This is where my knife did not swipe. My palette knife did not swipe. And I did that intentionally because it leaves a different shape. It's just going to incorporate this little solid green, and then I'm going to stop. Sometimes you just have to stop. Okay, I'm going to call that good. There you have a brand new painting, leftover paint. You can see the colors here that I use in these flowers, leftover colors. I had plenty of paint left over for this long rectangle. Try the swipe. It's really a lot of fun. Use what you have. Look around, see what kind of paint you have. Pouring medium, water. Everybody has water, I hope. And anything you don't have, I have a supply list below. So check it out. And thanks for watching. Now it's time for you to try painting. Give it a try. Try the swipe. See you next time.